show. This is the weekly beer and video review show with me, Danny Salay, aka Travel Man Dan. So happy you're here. We have an amazing show. I'm so pumped up to get started. And well, good to see you here. Who do we have in the room? Let me know how you're doing. Hey, Freak! What up? What's up, Tenacious Freak? Good to see you here. Okay, we already have a couple people in the room. Let's let things warm up a little bit. As you can see, today's set, well, we're going live from inside the hotel I'm staying at as a quarantine. I recently traveled back from my hometown of Buffalo, New York, and well, the people I stay with, out of respect for them, I went ahead and started to quarantine. So I'm staying in this hotel, I'm chilling out, and this is today's set, but let's go ahead and get the show started. Guys, if you're new to the show or if you're a frequent viewer, thank you so much for hopping on. And like I said, let me tell you a little bit about it. What we do here is we review 2 delicious beers. While we talk about those beers and I review them, I also bring up the videos that came out on my channel. What's up? My videos that came out on my channel last week, and I preview the videos that are coming on my channel this upcoming week. All throughout this, hey, what's up, Dad? Good to see you here. All right, my father's here. I'm pumped up, ready to go. All throughout reviewing the beers and talking about the videos, I go ahead and I bring you segments like What Would You Rather, Show and Tell, This Day in History, What Are You Reading, What Are You Watching? Then I wrap things up with a quote. Hey, love and light from Denmark, Drunatik's here. Welcome, Drunatik. So good to see you. I'm going to message you after the show to see if you're free, and hopefully I'll be able to call you and personally wish you a Happy New Year. So guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get today's show started. Yes, got some good ones here. So the first beer that we're going to take, it would be funnier if you broke the bed. Oh, wait. So I have 2 Mark Salays, one purple, one gray. Is my brother on the show as well? If my brother Mark is on the show, what's up, man? Good to see you here. And I think my father is also here. But so let me introduce the first beer of today. And I am excited about this one. This is a local crafted beer here in the state of California. And I'm talking about bringing out today, the first beer in the show is called Cali Craft Brewing Cool Kids Juicy IPA. Take a look at that. Oh, what's up, Dad? All right. Take a look at this IPA. This is a 7.2% alcohol, so it is of the stronger one. And one thing I really like about this label, and we'll get into that a little bit later, is the cool kind of 80s Miami look. But look at the bear. The bear is running away. The bear is running away with a giant hop, and that's pretty cool. It is brewed here in the state of California in Walnut Creek, California, and I believe that is east of Los Angeles, but there also might be a Walnut Creek up north. So if I'm wrong, or if you know, please let me know down in the comments below. They actually already reached out to me and wished me luck on the show, so definitely a big supporter of this beer already. Really excited about it. I like the IPAs. Not sure how this one's going to taste, but let's go ahead and pour it. Today we'll be drinking out of this pint glass. Like I said, it's all makeshift from this road because I'm stuck here in the hotel. And, well, we're doing the best we can with what I got. So let's go ahead. Right away, I cracked the can open. Go Bills. We're going to get into that, Drunatik. Right away, I smell it. And it is strong. You can smell the hops bursting out of this can. It's got a bit of a fruity aroma right away. Crack it and chug it. No, we won't be doing that just yet. But let's go ahead and pour it. Oh yeah, look at this thing. Nice and cloudy right away. We can tell. Now these juicy IPAs, we've drank them before. They're a bit of a fruity flavor. They're definitely strong, right? And the milk lactose that they add that gives it a cloudy appearance. But this one is not super cloudy. As you can see it pouring out of the can. Take a look at the, well, all the little funnel and bubbles going on in that thing. It is carbonated. It's like furious at the bottom with all the carbonation as it's exploding to the top to get into that big creamy foam head right there. Really nice, delicious looking beer, and it is one of the juicy IPAs, so it's probably going to have some type of fruit taste. All right, we have Freak is in the house. Drunatik, thank you so much, guys. welcome to the show. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be a fun one. We got some delicious beers, and we are here in the hotel. But this is what we're drinking from Cali Craft, the Cool Kids Juicy IPA. Oh wow. Oh wow. That is juicy. Wow. All right, right away. It's super clean. It's well carbonated. It's got like a little bite to it, almost like pop or soda has to it when you're drinking it, when you get that carbonation. But it's hey, Aquanuts. Yes, it's really fresh. Okay, you can taste almost like a really strong grapefruit taste, and I believe I believe that's where the juicy part comes to. This is a nice pint glass, but like some of the unfiltered ones, like the hay burner that we did, you can see little particles floating around inside this juicy IPA. And I think that's the appeal to a lot of people. Lisa, yes, I think that's the appeal to a lot of people, is that because of the unfiltered and the raw flavor of the IPA, not only is it really strong, but it gives it a nice hoppy flavor. And then mixed in there with all their different flavors, really, first sip, excellent. And today I'm happy to announce or bring to you guys the new scoring system of beer. So don't worry, we're gonna still score the beer, and then I'm gonna be able to go ahead and catalog each beer. So let's say 6 months from now, you want to go back and check this video, but you don't want to watch the whole video. You just want to see where the score was at, and all the scores are going to be from this point on. So if I reviewed something before, maybe I tried a Heineken 6 months ago, and I'm going to try a Heineken again, and the score might be a little bit different or whatever. It doesn't matter. Going forward, this is where we're going, and I'm really excited about that because I'm going to go ahead and track it. I'm going to write up a review, and eventually I'm going to have like an e-book, e-catalog of all the beers that I've done on this show. So going forward, this is how we're going to rate it. I was going to save it for later in the show, but I might as well go ahead and introduce it to you. So now, excuse me, I'm working out of a hotel room here. I haven't been doing much, so we did it on a piece of paper here, but I'm gonna have a nice, cool, follow-along scorecard, and this is kind of what it looks like. If you take a look, you can see the Cool Kids IPA, and you can see the other beer that we're doing. Now, it is on a 5-point scale, so up to 5, but here's the thing. It's gonna be 1.5, 2.5, 2, 3, okay, so it could be a 0.5. All the way up to 5 per category, and the best score that you can get, okay, actually I should say up to 4.5. The best total score that you can get is a 25. So 25 being my favorite number, let's go ahead and I'll introduce you to the categories. The first category is probably the most important, right? Hey, no problem. Martin, what's going on, gents? Yes, thank you so much, guys. Martin, look, you got some competition, Martin. Dude, I had to wear this one before I go ahead and frame it. Like I said, yes. What's up, Rick? I'm introducing the new scorecard. So, like I said, you can go all the way up to 5, but you can't go 5.5, right? Because then that would bring it a total score over 25. The highest number you can get is 25. And here are the categories. Number 1 category, obviously, probably the most important, is the taste. Okay, the taste is so important. It's what drives you to drink that beer. It's what makes it interesting, what makes it good. Definitely wanted to go with that as number 1. So taste is the first one. The second one that I'll be judging on is the price point, right? Is it a really expensive beer? Do you buy it single? Is it like that beer that I took from Coronado Brewing where it was $15 a bottle? Okay, where does that match up? And we're not really bougie on here. What's up, nuts in there? We're not real bougie here. We'll give it to you straight. Like everyone's basically a middle class, hardworking individual who likes to go home and have a good beer. So I think anything absurdly high will probably get a good score, but that's going to factor in with all the other elements on this scorecard. Another thing that I wanted to really bring up, and this is 3, is the design, okay? The design of the can. Right away, like I said, I like this design, right? You can see a lot of the way that they're making it, especially for these local breweries, is just a tin can and they slap a sticker on it. So we're going with either it's the can, the bottle, the sticker, whatever. Hey, Carlos Z, thank you, man. You're so awesome. You always compliment me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, so right away, we're gonna go with the design of the can, the bottle, whatever. And then we're gonna go the fourth one. The fourth one is accessibility, right? Accessibility is important because, well, you know, like Budweiser, Heineken, the Bills are still alive, baby. Hey, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Accessibility is so important because Heineken, Budweiser, I'm trying to think of some other ones, maybe Carlsberg. There are some beers that you can get no matter what country you're in, but there's some obscure beers. There's beers that are local to only California or New Hampshire, or, you know, so accessibility is also going to be a score. And then the last one, which is, it ranges from a lot of different things, right? Hey, Carl, what's up, man? Ahmad, good to see you here. We got all the regulars for the show. I'm going over the new scoring system. So it's going to be a lot of fun because you're going to be able to go back and check the catalog. You should get more points for limited release. Yeah, something like that. Accessibility. You know, it's just going to... The accessibility is also going to play into factor for this last one. And this is the TMD, the Travel Man Dan X Factor. Remember playing Hazy Nights in Hong Kong and Carlsberg? Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the X Factor could be a range of anything. I mean, it's so random. That's what could really skew the score. For instance, let's say I'm in your country. Let's say I'm in Ahmad's country, Carl, right there. And I try some local UAE, you know, he lives in Dubai. So let's say I try a local Dubai beer. And then we go ahead and review it. And I had such a good time in Dubai that it brings back so many good memories that when I drink it, you know, I give it a good score. Or let's say I drink something that it brings back a bad memory, maybe that one. Or maybe I find something that I drank years ago and I find it again on the shelves and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I remember I drank this 20 years ago in Africa and I finally found it. Yes, or whatever, you know, it just doesn't matter. That is going to be the scoring system. I'm just putting my thumb over because I don't want to release the second one. And like I said, we're in a hotel, so we're going scratch pad. But here's how it's going to go. I'm going to give it up to 5 points with a 0.5 if it needs it. And then we'll total it up. How about a food pairing score? I thought about that. You know, Rick, that's a good question because I went through this methodically. And the thing about the food pairing is, I believe that kind of borders the line of snobbiness, if you will. And I don't know enough about it, right? I mean, you got like beer and wine connoisseurs who can, you know, tell you what to eat with meats and what to eat with fish and what to eat with poultries and things like that and sweets and stuff like that. And for me, I'm just not that educated. We'll give you my, yeah, I'm just not that educated with that kind of stuff. I don't have that type of palate. I'll drink a beer. I'll drink a beer anywhere. Last week I was chugging down beers, eating handfuls of Christmas cookies. So I don't really know if that's beer go with everything. Exactly, beers go with everything. So that's why we don't do it with pairing. But we got some fun things coming up for the new year, and one of the things is going to be a special. I'm going to bring a guy in, if you might remember him, Nate, and he's going to be doing a segment called "Eat It or Not." And, you know, so we're going to bring a little bit of food element to the show. I'm going to give him a little spot. We're going to be able to pipe him in. It's going to be fun. We got some good stuff going on. So now that I got that out of the way, let's go back to this Cool Kids Nailed. Let's go back to this IPA. Yeah, so, you know, yes, good old red-eyed Nate. Nate's not afraid to do a little toot-toot. Oh, that's so good. It's so sweet. It's so sweet, and it's got such a raw flavor to it. Cheers, gents. I like this more than some of the other unfiltered, juicy, kind of flavorful IPAs because it's got the right ratio going on to it. You know, I feel like I could drink more than 3 of these, right? I feel like that this is a good juicy IPA. I really want to kind of be at a bar and drink it. Cheers, guys, and really enjoying it and impressed with it so far. So let's go on. Let's continue the show. Like I said, I'm here in the hotel. I came back from New York, which it was the best time, man. You know, it's tough because I almost didn't go. With travel and with COVID, you really have to be kidding. Yeah, I know. Well, dry January is cool, Rick. You know, that's, you know, nothing to, you know, just have a more wet February. But yeah, I almost didn't go. But when I was at home with my family for 12 days, I had the best time, maybe the best vacation I've ever had. Because sometimes when I go home each and every winter, I'm pulled in every direction from friends, old acquaintances, bars, family, which I love. Absolutely. I'm not complaining at all. But this time I was really quarantined. Yeah, the snow was awesome. This time I was really quarantined to just waking up, no worries to get ready for anything, and just hanging out. You know, I would get up at like, I don't know, pretty early, and I'd see my dad. I don't think my dad even said good morning to me. He'd be like, what do you want for lunch? What do you want for dinner? What are we going to do for dinner? Just really, really fun for me because, you know, I have good time, travel and everything. I sacrificed a lot by leaving my hometown, and my family is everything to me. So, Pop, thank you so much. I had an amazing time. Mom, Lisa. I saw my sister probably 11 of the 12 nights. She was afraid to drive on the ice, you little wimp. But yeah, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And you got a chance to see some of my family and my friends. Yeah, Dad cooked nonstop, and it was a really great time. But now that I'm back here in California, I'm quarantined in a hotel because the people I live with are older, e-breaks. Yeah. You know, so rather than put anybody at risk, I posted up in a hotel for the next 10 days after I know that I'm safe. I've had another COVID test, so I believe I've had in total since this thing is gone down, I think I've had about 9. So I've done, let's see, I've done 4 oral, I've done 3 nasals, and I did 1 blood. And I'm up for, hey, it was a snow. So I'm making sure that I'm COVID free and negative and all that, and then I'll go back into the house because these are the people I live with. I love them. They've taken me in and given me a place to live, and I got to make sure that you know, for me, I'll probably, if I ever got it, I would probably be asymptomatic, and I don't want to spread it. So that's why we're here. That's why we're doing it in the hotel. But what a wonderful time being back home. I hope this stuff ends pretty soon. I see already people are getting more and more of the vaccines. My friend had his double vaccine. He's got them both now. He's a frontline worker. Said he feels like shit. He's totally, it was the flu feeling for about 2 days. But hopefully I'll be able to go back to Buffalo this summer or late summer, maybe September or something like that. Hoping to get up to the Adirondacks. If you don't know, the Adirondacks is a mountain region in, I guess, middle upper New York State, where my brother and his girlfriend Katie, you saw Katie on the show, they have a cabin. So hopefully I'll be able to film more of Buffalo, and I'll be able to film more of the Adirondacks. And if you're wondering, yes, in Connecticut, I want to go to the pizza place, and I want to go to the first hamburger place. If you're ever wondering why I don't film so much when I go home, it's just because I know that I'm gonna explode on Buffalo one day. I'm gonna go back there, and I'm gonna be able to film a lot of it. So I don't want to double back, right? So I'm kind of, you know, sporadically saving it, if you will. But we do have some cool videos. If you haven't checked out last week's video, it's that time where we talk about it, and it is the compilation month, right? January is always my compilations of what I accomplished, what I filmed throughout the year. And if you didn't check it out, it came out last, we'll see, 3 days ago, Friday. And it was all the Food Friday episodes that I did at the fast food places since the outbreak of COVID. Really fun, you know, made the best of it. When I first came into this part of last year, I was so excited. I had all these cool burger places, taco places, pizza places, all these really fun places to go. Small business owners from California, Nevada, Utah, Northern California. but unfortunately they all got shut down. So I made a pivot and I did a bunch of fast food restaurants. McDee's, Lansing, and Arabic is the best. I think you just like the mustache, right? But yeah, that's what it's all about, and that's talking with people. It's all about just continuing the creation, because those restaurants and COVID are going to open up and it is going to go away. And then because I've been continuing the creation, it's just a matter of, instead of eating the Lansing Air Burger, which was one of my favorite videos anyway to make, you just slide into a really cool, quaint restaurant and you're able to talk about their food and showcase all the area around and the decor. Maybe you can get an interview from the chef or the people eating there. There's just so much you can do rather than just taking a to-go box and eating it. But so stay tuned. We got great stuff coming up for 2021. But if you want to recap 2020, check out the Food Friday compilation. There's good stuff in there, like Rick said, like the Lansing Air Burger. I love the friggin' cowboy at Sonic. The cowboy burger at Burger King, and then the Sonic footlong was a lot of fun. Tommy's was a great video for me. Just a lot of good stuff. So if you get a chance, check out that video. Put down in a comment which was your favorite Food Friday. Like I always say, YouTube and is worldwide. So for people in the United States going, why is he making McDonald's videos and Taco Bell and things like that? Well, one is to keep the creation going and to produce more than I consume. But remember, YouTube is worldwide, and that's awesome. See, Aquanuts wants to see Taco Bell. And that's just it. Like, people from Denmark to Ghana to Peru, they want to see all the American fast foods. We got the meats. Yeah, that was awesome, the Meat Mountain. And the Meat Mountain was funny because I got tons of DMs about people that went and tried it. They actually saw the video and they tried it. So that's pretty cool. Hey guys, another cool thing is, guess who's on TikTok now? Hey. All right, so I signed up to the old TikTok. You're gonna see shorter clips of a minute going over to TikTok. So if you want to check it out, I'm at Travel Man Dan. It's basically the same thing as Instagram, but I want to kind of just grow my audience, especially with the younger crowd that likes the TikTok, and we'll see if we can drive them over here to YouTube. Anyway, if you're just joining us, this is what we're having. We're having the Cool Kids IPA, juicy IPA. It is juicy. It tastes like somebody squeezed a big giant red grapefruit into a beer. Oh, I was getting a little pinky with it. TikTok, yeah. This one is really, really good. It's cold. It's really fresh. It doesn't overpower you in the hops department. What's the percentage? It is a strong one, Rick. Yeah, it is a 7.2%. So it's definitely a strong one. And that was another thing I was calculating when I was making up the new score chart. But the thing is like, it's pretty easy. It's a given. It's put right there on the label. What's a strong beer and what isn't. So I didn't want to factor that in there because obviously if you're going on strength, you just pick a higher beer and you give it a higher score. That's it. Okay, so yeah, another thing about coming back home is, well, I miss Buffalo. I miss my family. I always go through a weird week afterwards. You go through some emotions, some depression, but you battle through it, and looking forward to it, going back, seeing my family, being in my hometown again, eating all the delicious foods, and making the best of it while I'm here in Los Angeles. I got still a lot of work to do. I'm still going to continue to bust my ass at creating and working in the movie industry. I just reached out to a director, and me and her been talking back and forth for about the last month or whatever, and I'm so excited to be working with her. We're gonna put something together, meeting this week, and I'm really excited to get back in front of the camera as an actor. This YouTube thing for me, no wonder you miss your family. Yeah, Just One Beer Show was fun. Yeah, I love the Just One Beer Show. So also be on the lookout for more Just One Beer. I won't do it every day just because, well, I'm not going to be a drunk, but looking forward to, getting back in front of the camera as an actor. I'm so excited about it. And this director, I really think she's going to have a huge career. Her work that she puts out and her shorts and just her her process of things and her love for film. It's funny how you connect with people, and for some reason we found each other. I think we worked on another project. You're the only bird no left in that thread. Yeah. Yep, my entire family. Yeah, they're all back home. So that's okay. Giants are out, so now I'm all about Below. Yes. So yeah, I look forward to that. And now, without keep on rambling, let's get into it. How about those Bills? Yeah. Yes. Oh man, what a game yesterday. Holy cow. Well, the thing is like, it's crazy because with the new structure, do you have a new films? I'm going to be, Carl, probably, we're going to be filming in March and April. So it won't be out probably until the summer, but I'll definitely be letting you know. And hopefully I'll be going back out there for a couple of day player roles on TV and things like that. As it gets safer and as things open up more, there'll be more auditions, there'll be more chances. See, this last year just wasn't any real opportunities to go and audition, so we'll have to wait and see. But yes, it was a nail biter, and I was telling people, be careful of Indianapolis. They're sneaky good. They got a really good defense. They're well coached. The running game is excellent, and they're hitting their stride. But the Bills were able to buckle down. They can score points like no team in the last 25 years for the Bills have. They played, which I think is the X factor of the entire game. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I'm just still on cloud nine. They played well-disciplined football. They didn't make any penalties. Like, no bullshit penalties. They're offsides. And their offensive line played really well. They didn't do any holding. They didn't jump off sides. They really played a well-disciplined game. Executed the game plan, and yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be in the Finns. Oh, that. But it was just it was a really good game, and it felt really good. It was crazy here in North Tonawanda, people shouting "Go Bills" outside for hours in the game. Yeah, I'm sure Buffalo was going nuts, right? Because the thing a lot of people don't understand is we're not a giant city. We're not a giant metropolitan city. So we really rally around our football and hockey team. And our football team hasn't been good. I saw a guy crying on the game. Yeah, you'll see that. You'll definitely see that. And I'm very, very concerned for my own self, because I know how emotional I get, that if we either go to the Super Bowl or win, I'm with a bunch of group of, hardy, rowdy Buffalo guys, and I'm seriously concerned about crying in front of them. So I know that feeling. I love them. I've always have. I rooted for them when they were, terrible. I rooted for them when they were mediocre, which may be even harder to do. But this year we're rolling. It was a great game. Really looking forward to next week. After this show, I'm going to plop my ass down on the hotel bed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch the rest of the games. I am going to make another cool hotel video. Oh yeah, Bills fans are hardcore. There's a place, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. I'm sure Americans have, but it's a diner called Denny's. Okay, Denny's is like the McDonald's of diners in the United States. They're everywhere. They're on every corner. They're all over the place. And there's one right outside the hotel. And you don't really need to see the decor because it's kind of like McDonald's. You don't really need to go in there because they shuck off all the same stuff. No matter if you're here, Fresno, or in Philadelphia, Denny's are the same everywhere in the United States. So I'm probably going to do a Denny's video. I think it will be fun. And especially 20, 30 years from now when I look back at it, I go, oh yeah, I was staying in a hotel when I came back from Buffalo in 2021, and I did that Denny's video. But I'll be sure to go ahead and film that later tonight. And other than that, just watch the playoff games and get ready to see who the Bills play. So please, if you don't have a team, root for Buffalo. Martin, check this baby out, right? You're gonna see this in my other videos coming up. I wore it in another video. But what's really great about that is, check it out. Just like Martin sent me the Jim Kelly one. Tim. Oh, that's awesome. Pat's one. Check it out. Autographed. Okay? Autographed Thurman Thomas jersey. I haven't worn this in a long time. It hung in my closet. It hung in my older brother's closet for the last, 15 years. When I moved back from California to go to China. I hung everything in his closet, and he's such a saint for letting me do that. He was a beast. I mean, if you don't know Thurman Thomas, he was one of the best running backs. He was pretty much one of the transcendents for the catching stats jersey. Yeah, see, Martin, dude. Yeah, it's got all his Hall of Fame stats, but he was the first of like running backs. Him and I'm gonna say Marshall Faulk, and I forget the other guy, but they caught the ball out of Curtis. Oh shoot, I forget his name. Anyway, they were able to catch the ball. Why are you missing the legends? And who are you missing of the legends? And I'll take a look. Man. You know, the Bruce Smith, Andre Reed, Shane Conlon, all those guys. I mean, you know, Buffalo players, dude. Andre Reed, it's you name it. Those guys. I just, and the cool thing is, I'm gonna eventually, probably next month, is frame this one and the jersey that Martin sent me, and then the new studio bar that I'll move in. I'll have them hanging up to show my love and pride for the Buffalo Bills. Anyway, keeping the show going, we are drinking the Cool Kids Juicy IPA. If you get a chance to try it, it's really delicious. You can see how cloudy it is now as it starts to settle, but it's still got some pop and carbonation going on. It's got this, you know how a stout kind of flattens out? This one's still got a lot of carbonation going, and let's go ahead and take another swig. Yeah, it's really good. Really nice beer. Really excited to try this one. I'm not sure if Cali Craft has many other beers, but I'm definitely going to look into it. Looks like it needs an orange. Yeah, possibly. More like grapefruit. The juicy part is the grapefruit flavor that I taste. Okay, so a couple of things I want to go over. And real quick, can you believe people are out there trying to ban the movie Grease? What the hell? I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen this in the news. But yeah, Grease, the movie with John Travolta, is being banned, and well, it's being called out, and you know, there's a thing called cancel culture, and I'm not sure who it started from, where it started from, but it's basically taking things that were made way before, yes, canceling generation, and now they're trying to cancel it, and on the prefaces. Is that the right word? I don't know, but the reason that they want to do it is they're saying that it was misogynistic, it was rapey, and it was racist. Okay, and I'm just like, what? And oh yeah, and slut shaming, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, you're really going to take away Grease now? It's just unbelievable. Along with that, another thing is that I just don't understand is. Now, instead of saying it's a movie, oh my, exactly, and it happened years ago when the times were that way, and luckily we have changed tremendously. So there's no reason going back and pinpointing these things. If anything, we should learn from them and keep them around to look at it and say, look, this is a movie, it was done at this time, don't act like that, right? I guess, I mean, yeah, how unfair, and they are trolls, I don't understand it. Anybody with any bit of decency and class knows not to treat women the way that they portray it or the way that people are saying it, and it's just bizarre. Another thing I thought that was bizarre that came up, love that movie, What's Wrong with the World? I know, it's such a great movie. Another thing that came up is, this one is weird, right? This is, look at, your opinion, it matters, okay? Whether or not you want to leave it down below, that's great. I mean, I'm just bringing up stuff to talk about here in the show. But apparently, a pastor in Georgia went ahead and gave his prayer and speech, and instead of saying amen, or also instead of saying amen, he said a woman. So now now the word amen after a prayer has become gender specific, and which was really puzzling to me. I was like, well, I don't think that's the context that they even mean. So amen is actually a Hebrew word that means so be it. So it's kind of like you say the prayer and you know the Our Father, and you're basically saying so be it. They throw that little bit of amen. It's not like a man or a like. And so now this weird thing has started. It's starting to pick up steam. So if you see it, I don't know how you feel about it, but it's just really bizarre. Apparently now after saying a prayer, you should say a woman. What about the tradition? Amen is an old word. Yeah, good thing there are still normal people left in this world. It's just, you know what? We don't get too political. We don't get too PC. I'm a girl, remember? That's Junitek. I remember. But that is so weird because, like I said, the word is not even used in that way. It's not even an English word. It comes from an old traditional Hebrew word. So I don't know. Let them fight it out. But if you do see those two things, you might see Greece get canceled, just like Baby, It's Cold Outside. And, well, if you're in church and you are a Christian, you may see, hey, Dr. Mango Deuce Rex, what's up? Welcome to the show. You may hear a prayer, a Hail Mary, and then an A woman. So go Bills, yes. All right. Yeah, amen means truth. Yeah, exactly. It's not anything like that. So it's just very bizarre. And, I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. I did amen and then an a woman, that would be okay, but it's not. It's just so weird. I don't know. All right, so let's go on because we're not hanging on things like this. We're just some regular old folk, right? You know what I mean? So now it's time for one of my favorite things, and it is time for show and tell. And Dad, Lisa, you're going to love this show and tell. Anybody from my family. So check this out, guys. So I'm never going to say woman. I find it yeah. And why am I saying the word? Yes, exactly. But anyway, let's move on. Let's go to show and tell. As I told you, I pulled this from my brother's closet that he's so graciously allowed me to keep my stuff at. Each year I go back and each year I pick a few items. I either take them back to California, which is so crazy, or I throw them out, give them away, whatever. But I always find something. I always find something good. I always find a good old memory. This thing has not only been stored for 15 years in the closet, it was also stored probably 10 years before that in my parents' attic. And man, it's so crazy when I show you this thing to you. And Dad, you're going to laugh your ass off. Lisa, you too. Guys, I was going through all the pockets of my old shirts and things like that, and I found something that my dear Aunt Rosie gave me about 25 years ago. I was just coming out of high school. I was growing up. I was becoming a man, I was going on dates a lot, meeting women and girls or whatever. He throws them away, But anyway, so Aunt Rosie gave me this right here. And this was my Uncle Scorch's, her husband, who's still alive, this bottle of cologne. Okay, if you don't know this one, it's called Halston. All right, it is. It's a weird smell. It's like the old-fashioned, cologne. I absolutely love it. A lot of people don't like it. They think it's like cheap cologne. I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of it on right here, but it's 25 years old. It's coming out like straight up syrup, okay? And it's really weird because I was putting it on the other day and, smells to me, yes, smells to me. I just remember my uncle wearing this through a thick cloud of smoke down in the basement when we'd all get together. But yeah, this is Uncle Scorch's old bottle of cologne. Let's see, it's got a little sticker that just fell off here. Halston cologne for men, 1 fluid ounce. No, it doesn't burn at all, but oh man, it's just this is great. And to have it still almost a full bottle is really cool because one of these days I'm going to show you my cheap aftershave collection. I know it sounds so funny, it's so weird, but I collect cheap aftershaves from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and with his perm, yeah. And it's so funny because I'm going to add this to it, and I have a bunch of old aftershaves from, like I said, the 70s. Now, they're not from the 70s. They're from their remakes or whatever. Some of them probably are, I think I have a bottle of Old Spice that's pretty old. But this right here, this is the authentic. I probably got this in 1995, which is 25 years ago. And then I don't know how long Uncle Scorch had this. But yeah, this bottle of Halston right here. I'm going to save this one, put it with the collection, and that's today's show and tell. So really pumped up about that. I know I've talked about this before. Yeah, this is a cool bottle, isn't it, Drunatic? Yeah, this is really neat, and it smells so good. I mean, it's like, it smells like cheap cologne, but then later it kind of, when it gets into the oil in your skin, it really, it's got a nice scent to it. But one of the things I want to tell you guys that I do when I travel is, and if you want to do this too, do you Hotardo just no, there's none of that going on here. It's just me, man. I'm waiting, dude. I'm gonna find the woman of my dreams. I'm gonna get married, and hopefully she has some interest in camera operating and producing. That's the dream girl, right? And she's a chiropractor and a massage therapist. But anyway, so one of the things that I do when I travel, I don't know if you guys do this or not, but you smell good, thanks Rick, is I always, when I check into a new country, I always go to the local grocery store, pick up some local groceries like you usually do, and I always buy some type of soap from that country, a bar of soap. Usually something on the cheaper end, something that's used by the locals. And Andre Reed, I know I have a signed jersey somewhere. I'll make you a deal if you can have it, but you'll have to wear a patch. Sure, I'll send it to your show. Oh man, oh that is tough, Martin. We'll see if the Andre Reed jersey shows up, and then we'll talk from there. Because I would love to have that for my collection, and if that means I gotta walk into the fire, well, we'll cross that road when I have to. I don't want to say now, but if I see that Andre Reed jersey, and then look, you're not obligated, or I'm not enticing you to do anything, but that's a tough one. That's a well-earned one, that's for sure. But Andre Reed jersey that's literally like my favorite, like Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, the 90s offense, signed, autographed. Oh man. Oh, but anyway, so like I was saying, I always go and try to find the most local bar of soap, right? So you're in Thailand, you're in Morocco, you're in Canada, and then I buy a couple of them, good qualities of one, yeah, and I go ahead and I wash a bunch of times with that bar of soap, but I also take a few back with me. So in my closet at home, I have all these soaps from all over the world. And sometimes when I feel like I want to be in Thailand, I just pull out that bar of soap and I use it for that week or whatever, that 2-week period. And when I'm washing in the shower and I'm using that soap that smells like papaya that I bought in Bangkok, it brings me back, and it's so great. And if I definitely recommend, that's one of my travel tips. Always try to find something, eating, drinking could go old, but bars of soap never do. And something about that weird smell and that scent from that time that you were in Colombia or that time that you were in Ukraine. Something about that brings back those memories of when you were traveling and you were having a good time. And it's a bar of soap, right? So 2 bars of soap aren't really heavy. They're easy to carry. You can bring them in and out, and you can put them in your check bag. It doesn't matter. You can put them in your carry-on. So that's my travel tip for today. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Thank you for a cool tip. Thank you, Drunatic. Thank you for hanging out. And it's crazy. Use that bar of soap all week from that country that you're staying in, and then take 2 home with you, and you'll have these like flashbacks. It's bizarre, man. It's really weird. Anyway, this is what we're drinking, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, and we're gonna go ahead and rank this score and give it the first of the new scorecard. Oh wow. You guys can't see this, but I gotta point this out. Take a look at the bottom. There is it's almost like mud going on in this thing. And there's that raw, unfiltered kind of particles. Oh, it's so good, Rick. It's so good. But stay strong, man. Get through this month. Do the sober January, and you can come back and you can be super wet for February and the rest of the year. But yeah, it's really good. So, jeez. Delicious, really tasty. Yeah, this one's good. This one's good. And we're gonna pull out the scorecard, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go walk you guys through it, taste phenomenal. Enjoyed it. I loved how hoppy it was. It's got some good strength to it. I love that it's just juicy enough. Like it's just got that right hint of grapefruit flavor going on. Really delicious, and would definitely go back to it. Really impressed with it. And I'm going to give it, the Cool Kids IPA, a score of a 4.0. No shots. There's no shots at the hotel. 4.0 for the taste. Now the price. Where the hell is it? Oh, I gotta go. Hold on, guys. All right. The price. You have to put the Dan score in your. Yes, I will. I'll put it on the in the description. So the price for this one, the Cool Craft. Okay, it is for one can, because I go to Total Wine and Beer, where you can buy singles in Northridge, California. It's a great place. Huge selection. There's probably 500 different beers there. But the price of this one is $2.79 for one can of beer. Great price, right? Just under $3 once you get taxed or wherever you are, if deposit and whatever. So $3 for a can of beer. I mean, you're gonna pay double that in a bar. If you go buy a 6-pack of that, you're looking at $18. Plus, they probably knock down a little bit because it's in a 6-pack. But overall, for one can of beer, would I pay $3? Hell yeah! Especially knowing that it tastes good. I'm gonna go ahead and give the price also a 4.0. Good score. Now the design. Really like this design. I don't know what about it I like. It kind of looks like 90s Miami. It's got the cool black label, and then it's got the vibrant colors. And if you look closely, you can see how it's yeah. But you know what? It's a craft beer, so you got to take that into consideration. It's not an Old Milwaukee. It's not a Jenny Light. It's not a Miller Light. But take a look at the lettering. Okay, 2 things I like about it. I like how they went pink and then they went blue, and then down here they went blue and they went pink. And then if you look at it, they do that weird font that I use on all my thumbnails, where they do the exact same font and they just put it behind it so it looks 3D. And if you take a look at it. But the thing I really like about this can is that bear, and he's nickering off with a giant hop. Look at the size of that hop. Okay, if that's a big bear, then that hop is huge. He's got the moonlight behind him, like he's running off into the night. Really like this, like he's a cool kid. Definitely like the whole, I don't know if it's early 90s or late 80s Miami look, which I typically don't like, but I definitely enjoy this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give, nice beer art, 16, 15, wow, that's expensive. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and also give that a 4.0 for the design. All right, we're looking good on the Cool Kids IPA. Now accessibility. This one is in California, like I said, Walnut Creek, so it's going to be harder to find for you guys that don't live in California. I live here. I found it at Total Wine and More. It was a chance, and basically going back to the label, I like the way the label looked, and I found it. So this one is probably hard to find. Now, if you live in the state of California, it'll be easier. But if you live in Germany, it's probably hard. If you live in Switzerland, it's probably really hard. So depending on where you live, I like the point. Thank you, Tenacious Freak. It's inspired by you. By the way, this point system is inspired by Tenacious Freak, who me and him talked about this probably about 8 months ago when he had mentioned it, and I told him I'm formulating ideas. So thank you, and it's going to get better. I'm going to have more like a chalkboard, and you can be able to see it and stuff like that. So we're just doing it right here, right now, because I'm in the hotel. But definitely the accessibility is hard. It's not open for everyone. I don't know if Rick, you can go get it over there in Connecticut. Frank, if you're here, can you get it in Massachusetts? So I'm not even sure if you can get it in Buffalo. Dad, have you ever seen this at Consumers? Probably not sure. The accessibility probably isn't that good. It's not that popular, if you will. There's a ton of craft beer out there. See, Rick says no. So unfortunately, I'm going to give it a lower score, but hopefully they'll be able to grow their brand, especially with this video. Oh, you have seen it in Denmark. Wow. Oh, I've never seen it. Okay. Yeah, see, hopefully they'll be able to grow their brand and they'll be able to get more accessible. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and give it a lower score of a 2.0. Okay, low score. You know, it's really hard to get. It's hard to find. Not even at Stu Leonard's, which probably is big, a beer place. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and give it a 2.0. Now the TMD X Factor. What do I say about this one? Okay, we're smelling good. We're looking good. Okay, we're feeling good. And well, the TMD X Factor is this. I walked into Total Wine and Beer. I bought this cool 6-pack of mix and matches, and this one really stuck out to me. Okay, I love the label. I think it's really interesting. I think it's neat, and it tasted great. I gave it a 4.0, so that's good. But the thing I really like about it is because they're a small craft brewing place, and when I go ahead and I post the promos on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and stuff like that, I always tag the brewery. And the thing that makes this beer really cool and this company, and the thing that I like about it, is they responded back to me within like an hour. Okay, they said, I hope you like it. It was some really easy comment like that. Now, it's really not that big of a deal, but the fact that they did that is a big, huge thing for me and the X Factor, and I love that they went ahead and they reached out to me and you know, just telling me, hey, cool, that's neat. That's neat. Yeah, the lower the score is almost better with accessibility, right? Because you want to try to get it. But I like that they reached out to me, and that's why I'm also going to give them a 4.5. Wow. Okay. So, you know, a message to me. Okay. A phone call. A basic. If you send me beer, I'm gonna tell you right now. The TMD X Factor and family dinners. See you, Jens. Thank you so much. Hopping on. Appreciate it, man. If you send me your beer, you're getting an automatic 5. So let's tally this one up. We got a 4, 8, 12. 13, 14, okay, 16.5. 16.5, a total of 16.5 out of 25. Not a bad score, not a bad score. But the cool thing about it, it is the Trailblazer, right? That is another reason I gave it the TMD X Factor of 4.5. One, because they reached out to me, but two, this is the very first beer that to go on record for the new scoring system. So, not bad. The accessibility is 2.0, and that's what brought the score down, but everything else was great. And really hope that this company blows up. Hope that I can somehow possibly help them blow up. And really delicious. Really enjoyed that one. And now let's get into the second beer. Okay, the second beer is also a local California, super local, Burbank, which is about 15 minutes down the road from me. And if you don't know anything about Burbank, California, it's where Warner Brothers is. It's where the movie studios are, and where most of the post-production places from the movies and cartoons that you love. Yes, that's pretty dang good, Rick. I hope they watch the... Yeah, I do too, man. But I'm talking about the Lincoln Beer Company in Burbank, California, brings us the Lincoln Lager. Check that out. Okay, this is today's second beer. It is an alcohol percentage of 5.0%. So it doesn't rank on the high, the strong side, but still going to be a good beer, I'm sure. I like lager. You've seen it before. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We already got a call out from Connecticut, which is on the other side of the United States. Okay, yeah, it's got that lagery smell. Okay, let's go ahead and pour this sucker in there. And we washed it out really good. As you can see right away, it's got a much lighter look to it, all right? That last beer that we had, the Juicy, that was more cloudy, but you can see this one is well carbonated. It's foaming pretty good, and it looks like your standard lager, right? It is clear. It's got good carbonation, a nice head to it. It looks like, excuse me, it looks like a beer that you would order and you would get, and it looks a lot better. Yeah, this is the way I like when a beer is served to me, a lager, right? Me and Freak talk about this a lot. I think he's right. I am a lager guy. I got that old Airstream. Got that old, that's awesome. Yes, That is awesome. You mind if I take that for the scoring system? That's great. I love that, Martin. All right, so let's go ahead and try out. This is what we're having for the second beer. It's the Lincoln Lager. Guys, thank you so much. We're almost an hour in, and I really appreciate you guys hanging in there and hopping on the show. I will say I do miss Greg Z and Aston. So hopefully they'll come back. I wonder where they are, and here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. That is good. Really smooth. It's got a nice taste, like an aftertaste of just a hint of malt, right? It's not a super lager where it's going to blast you with really that roasted malted taste. Really good, delicious, clean, smooth, crisp beer. And let's pour the rest of it in here. And let's get into one of our favorite segments. Have not seen Greg Z. Yeah, I think Greg Z is on the border of Belarus or in Poland and stuff. And he's having a hard time with internet. So, yeah, we haven't seen Greg Z or Axton in quite a while. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. And that's why I'm so grateful to have you guys each and every week. And I was talking to Freak and Helena yesterday, Aquanuts. No matter how big this gets, no matter how, blow up or whatever, I'm still going to continue, and I'll never forget you guys for supporting me early on. And that is the honest to God truth. They are missed, but we're still rolling on. And now it's time for What Would You Rather? Yes. All right, one of our favorite segments, What Would You Rather? Don't worry, today's not going to be a disgusting one. And here we go. Let's roll right into it. I'm going to give you a ticket. Here you go. You can go anywhere I tell you, and these are the two places I'm going to tell you. Would you rather go to New Zealand, right? Small island, right off the coast, right next to Alaska. It's got the beautiful mountain ranges, Lord of the Rings, lots of cool people going on in there. Just a neat little culture going. Or would you rather go to Alaska? All right, the wild frontier, right? Just part of the United States that has the most epic mountains, tons of snow, has bears, moose, river, and my good friend Terry, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Below Zero, and it's about people in Alaska that live off the grid. They basically take 5 or 6 people, I forget how many it is, and they follow them around and film them, and they do. New Zealand would be cool. Wow, Alaska, that's a hard one for me. Yeah, they follow them. If you haven't seen the show, it's called Below Zero. They follow them, and they live off the land, and they like hunt, and they build their own house, and they use sticks to make fire. This kind of like old primitive stuff, right? Oh, you know Life Below Zero. Okay, so Rick, my good friend Terry, you check it out in the credits. Terry Pratchett, he's the cameraman for that. He's an awesome guy. I've known him for a long time. He's won a few Emmys on that show, and so he was telling me some good stuff. And they're like in their 6th or 7th season. But where would you rather go, guys? Would you rather go to New Zealand or would you rather go to Alaska? That's a tough one for me too, because both of them have so much intrigue, so much stuff that I'm into. Like, I love the outdoors. Which guy does he follow? 11th season? I don't know for sure, but I will find out, because the last time I saw him was about 2 years ago, and when he won his Emmy, and they were asking me about being a safety guy on the show. And basically, because they're filming in crazy stuff, right? So they always have the executive producer, the cameraman, the subject they're filming, and then they have a guy who's watching out for him. Maybe they're on a cliff. My Mac is stalling big time, so I can't. Don't worry, Drunatic, we're still here, and I'm going to call you today if you are free. I'll send you a message on Instagram. I'd love to wish you a Happy New Year personally. But I'm not sure, Rick. I'll find out. So for me, both of them have an immense amount of intrigue. Definitely love probably New Zealand, but it's a hard one, yeah. But if I had to choose, and I had to choose one, and I'm going to do it soon, I'm going to Hawaii this year. I've been there before, but Alaska is one of the hardest ones to hit in the United States, and I want to do it right. So for me, I'm going to Alaska. That's where I would rather go. It's no slight on New Zealand. I'm going to go there too. But Alaska, to me, it just looks awesome, and I look forward to getting there. All right, question number 2. And this is this is a question that is it's formulated from. It started off as a what would you rather, but then I was like, you know what? This one's too weird. This one, let's just put it out there. So this is one of the very few questions where I'm just gonna go and ask you, what is your favorite of this? And I know it seems elementary. I know it seems very childish, but you don't realize as an adult how much this truly stays ingrained in your brain and how much you're affected by it through everyday life, through the choices that you make, through the things that you pick to wear or do. Okay, but so I was going to do it between two, but I'm just going to go ahead and ask you guys, what is your favorite color? This is so weird, right? A beer show that asks you what your kindergarten teacher asked. I'd love to know for it. It started off as either it's red or yellow, but I felt like, you know what, maybe they don't like either, right? But the color that you like the most has so much effect on, well, of course, the clothes you wear, the mood that you're in. We got blue, we got red, we got black. See, people love to answer this. It's such a weird thing because people walk so proud and tough, like they don't have a favorite color. It's racing. It's such a bullshit thing because somewhere along the line, everybody still is connected to their favorite color. I'm with my sister Lisa. My favorite color is black. I like black. So let me know down in the comments below after the show's over, all 5 of you, what would you rather's. But for this one, it's what is your favorite? Moving on to question number 3. That was weird. My fingers were all messed up. 3, okay? Now, the color of any beer. And hey, about a beer break. This is what we're drinking, guys. If you're just hopping on, we're drinking the Lincoln Lager. All right, this is a local beer just down the road from me, just down in Burbank. I don't know that fear, bro. And it's good, man. It's really good. It's like, it's one of those beers that, like, you know, when you're drinking a lager, you want to drink a bunch of them. And some of these crafty lagers that you never heard of, they don't have the big brand status. They're not on the football game. They're not pumped out on billboards and stuff like that. But they're equally as good, if not better. And this is the flavor I get from it. Black is all colors. Yeah. I knew somebody. Martin, come on, brother. Then it's gotta be Buffalo Bills blue. But I definitely enjoy black the most. All right, guys. Now, the next question is for both male and female, and no matter what you're liking. Hey, Matt, Nate's here. Yes, I get so pumped up. What's up, Nate? Welcome to the show. I go Buffalo. Yes, I was letting everybody know, Nate Dogg, about your segment that we are pre-planning and how we're getting ready for Eat It or Not. 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 Okay, so Nate will be bringing us a segment called Eat It or Not. Look forward to it. Red Eye. Yeah, it's going to be really fun, man. Nate, everyone's pumped up to have you on the show. And I'm making a forecast of sometime around Valentine's Day. The Eat It or Not segment will be ready to go. So be sure to check it out. But now we're on question number 3 of what would you rather, to eat it or not? All right. Now, I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care if you like boys or you like girls. This question goes out to basically what you're attracted to. Are you attracted to long hair or short hair? Period. That's it. Okay? What are you attracted to? What would you rather? If you're attracted to women, would you rather that lady have long hair? If you're attracted to men, would you rather that man had short hair? What is it? What would you rather? For me personally, it's, both. You can't have both. Oh, Lisa wants a mullet, a little party, a little business on top, a little party in the back. For me, definitely long hair on top. Yeah, for me, freak. You set me up. All right, so for me personally, definitely, there's nothing more attractive than long hair. And yeah, that was a funny drop. Yeah, long hair. No, that's not saying like look. it's your body, it's your preference, whatever. There's a lot of beautiful women with short hair. My preference, this is the what would you rather segment, is long hair. So let me know down in the comments below, do you prefer long hair or short hair when it comes to sexual attraction? All right, question number 4. Question number 4. Here, this one, we've brought this one up before. We've brought it up in different segments, okay? Hair, I told you I make my own rules. Lisa likes the bald head freaks, right? I'm kidding. We brought this subject up before, but this one I'm going to be very, very specific. Would you rather go back in time 250 years? Okay? No matter where you are, whether you're in Denmark, whether you're in Vegas, whether you're in Connecticut, would you rather go back in time 250 years or go in the future 250 years? Wow. What would you rather? Holy crap. That's a really tough one for me. That's because I'm so curious about history, and I think it's so neat. Future, I'm back. Yeah, Drunatic's back. Drunatic. And Nate is here. Nate, look at, we got the new scoring system. There it is, buddy. Boom. This is Chef. So what would you rather is go back in time 250 years or go in the future 250 years? Can you imagine the beers? I know. Could you imagine? I mean, either way, right? Either way, if you go back, anything, go back in time 250 years ago, is probably some mead stein, right? You drink this thing, you're probably pissed to the gills, but maybe in 250 years, it's some crazy thing like my bottle of Halston, and you drink it and you're waxed. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't know. So that's a tough one. Hey, Dad, where would you rather go? Would you rather go back in time or in the future? I love history. And I gotta tell you too, it doesn't make anything different, okay? I go back in the future and freak some more short-haired, okay? Drunatic, nice, okay, very nice. So for me, I want to see the future really bad. I really do. I want to see what's going on because, you know, when you look back at history, we can kind of follow what happened 250 years ago. There's readings, there's writings, there's pictures, there's things like that. So we can kind of look back and find out. But the odds of me being 250 years old are probably about 0. Okay, no other way to look at it. So I'm just not going to get there. My to Kojak and his lollipop. That's funny. I'm going to the future. I'd like to travel back to 1987. Good year. Right before the old Oakland A's in San Francisco. That was the 87 Fleer was one of my favorite baseball cards. But for me, I would want to go to the future just because I don't think I'll ever get a chance to see it. As much as I want to experience the past, I don't ever think I'll be able to see what's going on in the future. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and choose the 250 years in the future. Yeah, it sucks because that's a tough one. This is a really tough one. But let's go on to number 5. Question number 5, and Nate can relate. My sister can relate. Rick, I'm sure you have children. Flying cars, please no. Pitch black. Here we go, guys. What would you rather, okay? 1 week, okay, of constant. I mean, no matter sleeping, you're waking up, you're in the shower, it's just constantly being cranked. Not at a level that it's like cranking music or whatever, but it's loud enough where you hear it all the time. All the time. You hear it, okay? What would you rather for 1 week straight? A baby crying, okay? Just, I know that's so funny, bald like Kojak. Just constant baby crying, no matter what, in your sleep, whatever. Now, some of you may have experienced this, right? Or are experiencing it. Or a constant big dog barking. Like constantly just barking and barking and barking. I'm talking a week straight. So what's 24 hours times his baby. And poor Nate, God bless you, Nate. I love you, bro. But poor Nate has both going on right now. Maybe not for 24 hours, but in sporadic moments. So yeah, that's a tough one because you know when a baby, and my dog barks all the time. You know when a baby cries and you're just like, holy shit, shut the you know what I mean? It's a baby. So, you know, the baby doesn't know. It's just doing baby things. And same thing with a dog. You're just like, shut up. But it's just being piped through constantly. A dog barking, baby crying. What would you rather? You know, that's a tough one. But I really think I'm going with the baby on that one. Something about a big dog always barking leaves me on like anxiety, like edge. You know what I mean? Like something's about to happen. Like right around the corner, the dog's about to just go nuts and maybe bite somebody, and it's going to be even worse, or something. I don't know. So I'm choosing the baby crying. That is what would you rather, guys. After the show is over, we got about 20 more minutes. Go ahead and leave me all 5 questions or answers to those questions. I'd love to hear from you. I will respond to you. Thanks for playing that segment. If you're just hopping on, Nate, this is what we're drinking, the Lincoln Lager. And I'm going to go ahead, take another sip, and we're going to roll right into what's coming out next week. All right, next week's video, tasty beer, really tasty, delicious. Not Lincoln Lager, really good. All right, so next week's video, much like the Food Friday compilation, is going to be the Reading Man Dan compilation. It's going to be, it's 5%, Nate. Nate, wait until they start talking. It's good beer. Definitely enjoy it. Nate, you got to stick around. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and score it on the new scoring system. And Nate has a lot of influence on that because I've talked with Nate a lot about what I should do in terms of scoring, and he gave me a lot of input. So I appreciate that, and I want you to go ahead and be part of that as you listen in. So what I was saying before is the Reading Man Dan compilation is just all the Reading Man Dan episodes kind of scrunched, condensed in from the last year. Now, when I started this, baby's barking, well, damn, I cannot choose. I can't block voices in my head. Well, I'm going to tell you, when I started at this point last year, that's funny. When I started this time last year, I had no idea about COVID, and I certainly had no idea of Reading Man Dan. None whatsoever. Now, since now, up to this point, I've put out over 35 videos of Reading Man Dan. I basically created a whole new show on the channel. So I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. I was able to go ahead and create another show for my channel. Now, whether or not what that does to my audience, I don't know. Probably slows me down as a YouTuber, but who cares? Makes me more as a creative, because people come for travel and they see a reading show, or they come for a reading show and they see travel. They're getting mixed signals. It doesn't matter. What does matter is I was able to create all these cool reading shows. I'm really pumped up about it. And check it out. It'll be out next week on Thursday or Wednesday for the Reading Man Dan compilation. I hope that you can enjoy it. If you could do it, the best thing you could do for me is share it. Go and pass it along. Spread it throughout your city, your country, your friends. That's huge for me. But anyway, now it's time for Barrow's favorite segment, which Barrow's not here. He probably doesn't know that the time change. He probably doesn't know that we're here in the morning, but we're still going to roll on. We're still going to roll on. Barrow, if you're watching this in the replay, we miss you. We miss you. We miss you. And here we go. Let's start off with this day in history. I don't know why I did that. That makes absolute no sense. But anyway, on this day, oh, you go in New Zealand, lunatic. Nice. Okay. All right. On this day in history, January 10th, okay, 49 BC, long ass time ago, Julius Caesar defies the Roman center. This day in history, on January 10th. Uncle John, I don't know. I don't know. He usually pops on. He's probably relaxing. He doesn't know about the time change, maybe. But on this day in history, in 49 BC, Julius Caesar defies the Roman Senate and crosses the Rubicon, the river, uttering, now my Latin's not good, but I'm going to try it, alla alicanta est, which means the die is cast, signaling the start of the Civil War, which would lead to his appointment as the Roman dictator for life. Wow, how important is this? Man, this is like, if you're talking about Roman history, yeah, you definitely gotta check it out, because this is some important stuff. And then Julius Caesar, when he crossed the Rubicon and yelled, well, basically the Senate told those words to Julius Caesar, where then he told them back to it, crossed the river and said, "Let's go." Oh, that's awesome that you just saw that. Yeah, but on this day in history, that's what happened in 49 BC. And yes, kind of topical. We're not going to get into that thing that happened last week, but kind of topical. Anyway, on this day in history, on January 10th, in 1870, John D. Rockefeller incorporates Standard Oil. Now, John D. Rockefeller was one of the first families, one of the very first, go Bills, yeah, Papa, hey, hey. John D. Rockefeller was one of the very first rich families in the United States, but he made a lot of his money on cattle and produce and grain. But then he incorporated oil. Now, they had some sketchy little tactics back there, especially in 1870. But it was the first time that 10,000 shares, I believe he opened up with, were traded publicly and incorporated of his company, Standard Oil. 10 years later, by 1888, he owned 90% of all oil. So you can see how rich the Rockefellers became. On this day in history, on January 10th, 1897. All right, this is a good one. This is also topical, Big Nate. Ukrainian bacteriologist Vladimir Hafkin performs the first trial for the vaccine for the plague on himself of the Bombay epidemic. Wow, yes, bills indeed. Okay, so basically back in 1896, there was a huge plague. Standard Oil made it a lot of world, in case people don't know how the Germans got. Yes, huge. That is a great piece of knowledge. Thank you, Martin, for sharing with us. And if you go down the rabbit hole and research these things, you'll find, wow, this is very interesting. And like Rick said, he just saw something on the History Channel of that. But we're talking about now, in 1896, there was this huge epidemic in Mumbai or Bombay, and it was the Bombay epidemic. Not as big as the COVID, but at that time, you got to look at it. It was so big. And you had this scientist, this bacteriologist who was developing vaccines. And he had already injected previously the vaccine for chloria into his own, it's basically his own test subject. And he was the guy. They were also broken up because of the yes, that's right. That was the case of the monopolies, and that was the Rockefellers. If you want to realize why we still have monopolies. They're just a little more sophisticated. But a traditional monopoly was started from Standard Oil. But the Ukrainian bacteriologist Vladimir Hafkin on this day injected himself with a vaccine that it would help him cure all the Bombay epidemic. And really fascinating, because when we look at today's society with the vaccine out there, it's just really nuts how it's just really nuts how this guy was out there performing it on his own self, and he had already done it with chloria. Anyway, on this day in history, January 10th, 1867, Edward W. Brooke. Okay, he was a Republican senator from Massachusetts, an African American, a black guy, takes his seat as the first popularly elected African American to the U.S. Senate. The very first one, okay, popularly elected. So has huge topical implications to what we're going on right now, what's going on in the United States right now. But Edward W. Brooke was the first senator to be elected by the popular vote, and he was the first African American in the U.S. Senate to be elected. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Love to fill you in with that kind of stuff. Now, on this day in history, some of you may not remember this. Rick, Nate, Dad, Bubba, Tenacious Freak, not sure. Anybody else, I'm not sure. But if you're American, you're older like me, or middle-aged, we'll say, you remember this. On this day in history, in 1984, Clara Peller first asks, "Where's the beef?" in a commercial for Wendy's hamburger chain. That's awesome. Who remembers the Where's the Beef Lady? If you haven't seen it, just Google Where's the Beef Lady. It was a campaign done in the 80s with an old lady about McDonald's, and she was like looking at all the McDonald's meat and going, "Where's the beef?" You know, and it was basically a counter ad to say like how much Wendy's was a big fresh ground beef for their hamburgers, and I was really excited to find out because I used to love those commercials. And on this day in history, the best commercial ever. Seen it later, but back, yeah. On this day in history, Clara Peller belted out those words. This, where's the beef? All right, and the last one. Okay, the last one. 1994, on this day in history, January 10th, Lorena Bobbitt was put on trial for cutting her husband's penis off. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this. John Wayne Bobbitt was the guy, right? And yes, okay, John Wayne Bobbitt got his penis cut off by his wife when he was sleeping. And oddly enough, it's from Western New York. It happened in Niagara Falls. He was thrown into a field. They eventually found the penis and stitched it back on. But she was found not guilty after this trial. Today was the start of the trial. She was found not guilty. Let's see what Nate has to say. So, which is really crazy because the reason is she was found not guilty because she went through a moment of insanity which caused her to snip her husband's penis off. I mean, are you kidding me? She clearly caused this guy forever damage. Almost could have killed him, right? For blood loss or whatever. And it just shows you the American justice system. You can literally cut somebody's penis off, throw it in a parking lot, and still be found not guilty because you're insane at the moment. Of course you were insane. Come on, guys. Who cuts off wieners? You know what I mean? It's just nuts. But that's what happened on this day in history. The trial of Lorena Bobbitt happened. So, hopefully, we'll see what happens. I don't even know what to say on that. So we're just going to go right into this one. The Lincoln Lager, that's what we're drinking. Having a good time here. Thank you so much for hanging with me. We got about 10 more minutes. The next, yeah, I know. About 10 more minutes. This one is for you, John Wayne Bobbitt. Man, really good. This is what we're drinking. It says 1861. I'm not sure if that's how long this brewery has been around, but really good beer. Delicious light flavor of malty lager. It's got a nice taste to it, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'll go back to it. So let's go into what are you reading? What are you watching? Okay, what am I reading? Well, to be honest with you, due to travel and due to a lot of organizational things, I'm still stuck on opening this book, but I'm going to crack it open tonight. I'm going to get into it. I'm really pumped up about it. And that is The Comstock Lodge by Louis Lamar. One of the greatest storytellers of all time, America's favorite storyteller. I love the old West kind of talk. He's talking about this guy and he moves out west and he finds a lady and they open up a ranch. But on the ranch are these desperados and these outlaws and all that kind of, Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, but in a book. So I'm able to formulate my own characters and really love Louis Lamar's writing. It's easy, it's quick, it's a whip-through book. You can read it really fast and have an adventure, almost like you're watching a Clint Eastwood movie. And I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be reading a lot more Louis Lamar. I used to read him a lot when I was younger, and yeah, from America TV. Yeah, it's just great old Western stories. If you like that kind of stuff, like I do, especially as an actor, I definitely enjoy it. Designated Survivor, good stuff. I haven't read that, but I heard it's good. Thanks for sharing that with me. And what are you watching? Well, I watched the Apartment movie by Billy Wild. Okay, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Check it. Let me know how it went. Cobra Kai season 3. I know it's hot right now, but I'm a little late in the game. And what I just finished was The Mandalorian season 2. Wow. Oh my gosh. The Blind Side. Good. Read about The Blind Side, Michael Orr, the true story too, Aquanuts. You'd be shocked about how different the movie is as opposed to the real person. But I watched The Mandalorian 2. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was better than season 1. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I know people don't like spoilers. But I love Jon Favreau. I think he's a beast. He's a Hollywood freaking maniac, and I hope I get to work for them. I hope I get to work for him, with him, whatever. I hope some capacity I get to work with him. My dream role in Star Wars would be Dengar. So if Jon Favreau ever happens to watch this entire beer review, please put me in as Dengar, the cyborg human bounty hunter. But great. And I will say this, if you do watch Mandalorian, make sure. Awesome, so many Star Wars. Yeah, it's great. I love all the Star Wars spin-offs. The more planets, the more characters, the more creatures that they see, the better the episode. And each episode of The Mandalorian continues on from the previous episode, but takes you through a whole new story. So I love that. If you're going to watch it, the last episode of season 2, be sure that you go ahead and watch after the credits. There's a hidden scene. It's very important that you watch that hidden scene. Very, very important. All right, so now that's pretty much what I'm reading, what I'm watching. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to whip this sucker down, and then I'm pulling out the scorecard. So Nate, are you still with me? Give me a thumbs up. It's time to go ahead and reveal the scorecard to Nate. I only read cartoons. Nice. Really delicious. Like this Lincoln Lager. It's time to go ahead and give it a score. The Lincoln Lager. Check out Sweet Home. Okay, cheers, Carl. Thank you. I'll check that out. I like Korean movies. All right, so taste-wise, really delicious. I really like the taste of this lager. I think that it's not an overpowering malty taste. I think it's got a bit of almost like a roasted caramel flavor. I think it's got a really smooth taste to it. As a lot of sometimes your lagers, they have kind of a weird afterbite to it, but really impressed with it. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.5. Okay, 3.5, that's a good size. All right, that's a good score. All right, the price point. The price point for this one is, let me find it here. All right, now it is a bigger can. It is a pint, a full 16 ounces, I believe. And it is $3.29. So $3.50. Now you get a little bit more beer, so it's almost like you're paying 50 cents more for a beer that's just slightly more. And I'm okay with that, especially if it's a lager, because you can drink it fast, you can drink it quick. So we gave this price point a 4, and I definitely think that this Lincoln Lager at $3.50 for a can, I think that's a really good score. And I think that's a really good price. $3.50. You're not at a bar, so if you were to buy like 5 of them, which will do you well, you could still get really wasted or have a good time or spread it out amongst your friends for under 20 bucks. I'm gonna also give the price a 4.0. All right, now the design. Let's take a look at it. All right, it's a silver. It looks like the Raiders. But one thing that Martin alluded to earlier is it looks like the old Airstream. Okay, it looks like the old Airstream kind of like, you know, the Airstreams are those trailers or Winnebagos or RVs, whatever you call them, and they're silver domes, whatever. Not cool, and not a lot of thought going on to it, but I do think it is kind of cool how they kept it simple. They kept it silver and black, which is very popular here in Southern California because of the Raiders. But overall, I'm not too impressed with it. It looks like a can of beer with just an easy label. It's got the old-fashioned pinstripe labeling to it. I like the little pint glass, but I'm not drawn to it. The 1861, I don't know if that's something that's going to encapsulate you to go ahead and buy it because it's been around for a while. Doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. Design, it's okay. I'm going to give it a score of a 2.5. Not a great score for the design. Not really the best of design that I would choose. Accessibility. Now, Rick already said in Connecticut he had a chance to see it before. So it is out there. It is popular. I mean, it's been around since 1861. Hey, Frank, what's up, man? Yeah, that's just on the design. We've got a whole new scoring system, Frank. So accessibility, it looks like a Raiders beer can, but accessibility, because Rick had told me he got it in Connecticut, I feel a little bit better about it, knowing that you can get it across the state. Patrick Dunn, the guy behind the Lincoln Lager, worked in the film industry and also made a beer with Danny Trejo. It's called, okay, now thank you so much, Martin, for bringing that to that changes a lot of things, okay, which we'll go on to the next one. Because we reviewed Danny Trejo's beer here, and I was at a house yesterday where the guy was good friends with Danny Trejo. But anyway, accessibility, I mean, it's popular. It's getting out there. It's in Burbank, movie industry. I don't know how accessible it is. We gave this one a 2.0 because it's not very accessible. The Lincoln Lager was found in Connecticut, but I've never seen it before. Maybe it's in your state, maybe it's in your country. I'm gonna give it a little bit better score, and I'm gonna give the accessibility a 2.5. Although it's a great beer, and I gave it a score of a 3.5 on taste, which is really good. It's not exactly well known all around the world or even the country. I hope it is, and if I can help them spread the word, please let me know, because it is a good beer and I definitely enjoy it. Which brings me to the X Factor. I love this beer, the way that it tastes. The can was what brought the score down. Just doesn't really do anything for me. But since Martin's nugget of knowledge brought me to the fact that this company was started with the help of Danny Trejo, who we've also reviewed his beers, I think that's kind of cool. I think that because it's brewed here in Burbank, California, which is like the movie capital of LA, I think that's really cool. And that adds to the X factor, especially being an actor, because maybe I head off the Warner Brothers lot and I want to grab a beer and I go right to the brewery. This place is probably right around the corner and I never even knew it, which is kind of cool. And I definitely want to support local beers wherever I'm at, whether it's here or Buffalo, and if it has something to do with the movie industry, I'm all on board. So for the TMD and X Factor, we gave this one a 4.5, but I'm going to give this one a nice score of a 4. All right, definitely good score. Give it a 4.0. Really enjoyed it. I think it's got a lot to offer, and the fact that it was made by like Danny Trejo and it was brought in from the movie industry, and that it is brewed in Burbank, which is close to me. It's accessible to me. It makes it kind of appealing, and I'll probably go back to it. I won't feel I won't feel left out. I definitely want to go ahead and try some more of it. So let's tally up the scores, and we have, let's see, 8. Okay, we have 2.5, that's 5. That's 13. We have 16.5 also. What is going on? How is that possible? Okay, we have also a 16.5 for the Lincoln Lager, guys, because we have the, oh, wait, I forgot a score. I'm sorry, take that back. Wait, no. I'm all over the place. I think I'm drunk. 8. Okay. But yeah, 16.5. All right, so we have a 16.5 as well for the Lincoln Lager. Not bad. How did that happen? Because it was the first on the show, I also took that into consideration. So guys, I hope you like the new scoring system. Both beers ironically scored 16.5. It is the homecoming or the coming out party for both of these. What's your BA score? I have no idea what that even means, but that is awesome. Both these beers were delicious. Now it's time to wrap up the show with the quote of the week. And here is the quote I want to bring to you, and this is from a Democratic governor of Oklahoma named Brad Henry. He said this: "A good teacher can inspire hope." Okay, let me start that over. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. And guys, when I read that, I was just like, wow, it's so important, because, you know, it doesn't matter what your political point of view is. This guy, Brad Henry, is a Democrat of Oklahoma, and what he was probably talking about is teaching. But yes, the quote is so powerful, and Frank knows it. He's a teacher. But when you're teaching young people, it's important to kind of be almost bipartisan and let them figure everything out in politics and what they are going to grow into by themselves. Let them figure it out. They're going to grow up and they're going to figure it out, if they haven't already figured out the way they feel already. But what he's saying is you can really inspire hope, okay? The hope that good things are going to happen to you, to your family, to the people around you, that if you work hard, that your hope of what you want to become is going to happen. That it doesn't matter what party you think of, but to inspire that hope, to ignite the imagination, okay? To think the things that you think in your mind, instead of suppressing them, grow them. Make those suckers bloom, man. Like, in your imagination, you never know. Like, obviously, you can't fly around in Candyland and all these, like, purple hallucinogenic. Like, that thing is like, you know, the imagination, you never know what people can imagine. And then they put it together in real life situations, and all of a sudden, you have something of creation. And a good teacher should be able to go ahead and ignite the imagination of a student, also inspiring hope. And then lastly, install a love of learning, okay? You know, we're all fun and games here. We drink beer, we have a good time and stuff like that, but always be learning, guys. Really, thank you so much, Frank. Always be learning. Read books like this. Read whatever is interesting to you. Enjoy the learning process. Learn from other people, because it's so important. Thank you so much, Rick. It's so important to not only teach young people, but maybe you can be a force to the people of your age. Though Craft Lager was made by the well. Thank you so, dude, that's awesome. I used to live right next to the post-production of The Simpsons. But going back to the quote, it's so important because, you know, sometimes when we get older, we almost pack it in. We pack in hope. We pack in imagination. And we pack in that love of learning. And thank you so much, Carl. And like, why? Keep that hope alive. Keep your imagination, especially to kids, and no matter where you're, middle-aged, teenager, older person, you know, keep that spirit alive, and never stop learning. Never stop learning. You could start today on a new thing, how to grow vegetables, how to play the piano, how to speak a language. But if you don't have the love of learning, you'll quit. You'll never even try. So, what Brad Henry, the governor of Oklahoma, was saying is, you know, a good teacher can inspire that. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't mean a teacher like I was or like Frank is. It just means maybe a mentor or somebody that you can look up to. Anyway, that's today's quote. I hope that you guys can reflect back on it. Thank you so much for joining me. We had the new score. We have the new scoreboard for the beers. These are the beers, the inaugural beers. Great show. Thank you so much, Aquanut. They're both 16.5. Delicious beers. I'll be back with you guys. This is going to be the regular time slot every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much. For those of you that aren't on board, I'm sorry. For those of you that are, go Buffalo. Hey. And I really appreciate the support as it continues to grow. Thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you to my sister and my dad if you're still here. I love and miss you guys. All the best throughout the week. Thank you so much. I'm Travel Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. All right. Yay. Bye, guys. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. I'll take you up on that, Martin. See you guys.